All right, that was weird. Our encoder went down momentarily. So, yeah. So, anyway, we're going to explain the shot one more time. Again, this is by SiteGround. Make sure to check us out at facebook.com/Avid Productions 479, twitter.com/line producer. That makes sure all the shots are being produced and done. We've got our shot. We've changed from 8 to 16 to 32. We used an 11-bit camera, so we have to work in 16 bits per channel. That way we can bring out all the color in our shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to exposure, and I'm going to see how much data that I've got to play with. And one of the cool things about the shot, the way it's done, is we shot it in 4K, and since we shot it in 4K, that means that if we brighten up our shot a ton, we get a little bit of grain, but since it's in 4K, that grain is squished so small that it's almost virtually unreadable. I mean, you can still kind of see it, but whenever it's played back, you're not going to see it that much because it's so small. So we're able to pull a lot of stuff out of our black levels without really messing with the way it should look. So that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't really end that too well, but oh well. So what happens? Hi, watcher. Welcome to Tutorial Grid Live. I hope you enjoy our stream. Thank you. So we're going to kind of change our gammas. We need to make sure that this thing looks really white. And we're just kind of playing around because, like, I don't know how this should look, but I know it needs to be, like, bright. Bright. Let's see here. Actually, I kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and see what happens if I change my mode to add. That actually might work. Let's see here. Normal. No. Curves. Oh. Change my blue because it's a white light that's being shown, so we want to make this look as white as possible. Because he has this stick, which is like the black mariachi, which is this black stone, which basically illuminates all of this stuff that's around him. And it illuminates like this amber color. So I also need to make sure to integrate that into the shot while the white light is going as well. Okay, so we've got this. So I'm going to go ahead and copy these settings. And I'm going to duplicate this layer one more time, uncheck this, paste those settings on top of it, get rid of that. And I'm going to kind of start making almost a mask for this set. So how many frames are we working with? We're working with, that's one, right up almost to, well, just a little, no, right up to about 2 seconds. So we might be able to roto brush this and make this much lighter than what it should be. So let's see here. Do this. Change this to light. That's a little much, so we want to make sure that this exposure is down a bit. And bring up the gamma. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And I'm getting phone calls. Okay. So, all right. So I'm kind of working on this thing here. Let's see here. Let's duplicate this. And I kind of want to keep some of these black levels, but it's going to be tough to keep the black levels. So we're going to kind of play around with different burns and different kind of things to kind of bring down our black levels so they look a little bit more realistic without making it look cheesy. So, oh, yeah, that's all right. All right, we'll just go ahead and keep that off for now. Actually, that's looking pretty good. So that's just a little bit of color correction, but really what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this mask that kind of follows him out and do a mask expansion in, so you get kind of like this glowish kind of effect. Or, well, what can we do here? Brain fart. That's always fun. Hello, watcher. Welcome to the stream. Oh, what should we do? Well, first, let's see what happens if let's just add the most simple of simple things. Let's do layer, new, solid. We'll just call this flare. I know this is going to be in there, so I want to make sure to incorporate it early on. And before I start really color correcting the crap out of this thing. All right, so lights and 3D lens flare, pop that on. By the way, we are using the Boris Continuum light flare, not Video Copilot or No Light Factory. This was given to us by Boris. Thank you for that. And we'll be using more of them as soon as I get used to it. So let's check out the effects that we've got here. I want to use something that gives a really nice sparkle, and it's got to have some glow to it. That's actually pretty cool. It's almost smoky. Okay, I'll try that. Okay, yeah, I don't do that at all. All right, we'll do that. All right, there's there. And I'm going to color it. I'm not quite sure how to color it in here. But anyway, I'll just color it because I want it to be a fairly continual color. So saturation. Pull that over. And colorize. I wanted this to be kind of like an amber color. So it's going to be kind of like an orange, red, somewhere around right here. I guess it's more burnt orange. All right, cool. There's that. Camera's fine. Need to track my source here. Boom. There's that. And let's go ahead and add this. I'll actually screen it on top. And pull this in. Okay. I want to kind of make it flicker just a little bit. Maybe a little more. Really, that's not big enough for what I think it should be, because that thing's like right in my face. So global intensity needs to go up quite a bit. This should be about right over here. Because technically that thing is like right in the camera. So we'll do that, and maybe I'm going to want to move this a bit. So go ahead and just take this down so it's not rendering too much stuff. Yeah, because that thing moves. So we will go ahead and we're going to have to animate this just a little bit. Oh, where are those things? I'm still getting used to this plugin. I'm used to Copilot and all that fun jazz. It's in the flare. Intensity scale position. Could this be it? Probably not. Oh my gosh, there it is. Nope, that's pivot. I don't want pivot. Hey look, the guy from Tutorial Grid has no idea what he's doing. Yay! Everybody gets to see this. Light source. Oh my god, there it is. Alright, so go ahead and start it off here. Kind of animate that in. And just keep animating, animating some things that have some things to do with some other things. Animating. Yeah, so you can kind of see it right in the foreground right here that we've got some stuff going on. And I'm going to also add some smoke and some other stuff just to kind of give it some more epicness. Cool. All right, so now we've got this thing. And it's animated, fairly decent. It's actually not looking that bad. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to make it kind of blurry, technically. Gaussian blur, maybe? Shouldn't be that. All right. Let's try maybe some different types of. That's actually really cool. The only thing about it is whenever it converts into film, that ad doesn't tend to do very good. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Actually, that's really good. Maybe bring down the intensity just a tad, because that is pretty dang intense. Cool. All right, and we're just going to kind of edit this flare here just a little bit. I like skipping to the fun stuff before getting to all this tedious masking, because that tends to be my biggest flaw, is just doing the masking over and over and over. So yeah, So, watchers, if you're watching, I hope you are enjoying the stream. And make sure to comment or share the stream, and you could win some cool free stuff. A lot of the times, if you start a cool little thing in our chat bubble here, I usually tend to give things away. So if you like some free stuff, make sure to like and subscribe to our feed. Just a quick little thing there. Okay, so what are we going to do now? So we added that. I want to add some life to this flare, because there's just not enough. Yeah, there's just not enough in there. Boom mode. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The minute I start talking about masking, it's like, uh-oh, I'm screwed. Okay. Well, this is looking pretty good so far. Let's see here. What should we do? I want it to shimmer. Okay. Let's change the amount a bit. Let's just really bring this up. I want it to be scary. I'll probably, actually, that's probably what I should do. That'll give it some life. Turn on some motion blur. Yeah, that's good. And now that I look at this flare, it's really pissing me off. On this scene in particular, it's actually a fairly easy scene. We shot the scene, and it has this big white light right here that's going up in front of him. I'll actually show you the shot before this. Where is it? All right, so we've got this big cave scene, right? And this huge pillar of light comes out of the top of this pyramid, and it needs to be reflecting on his face. So that's what we're working on right now. So we have to take this shot, which has 0 exposure for that scene, and turn it into something as if it was being lit according to how that massive white light is going to be. Welcome to After Effects, you know. All right, so while I figure that out, I'm just going to try to figure this out, and this will be fun. Okay, let's see here. All right, so let's take out this stuff. Let's go ahead, since we color corrected, take out all that stuff. NX the flare here. And I'm going to focus on rotoing. So I'm going to duplicate this and call this roto. And kind of start setting this shot up the way it should be. I want this. Of course, that's what's going to go on. Composition settings, 30. Yeah, for some reason, After Effects has a problem with Blackmagic camera footage, and that is why I like using reds more than Blackmagic. But if you were working on a budget, guess what? Blackmagic is going to work every time. Not going to lie. Like, they do great, fantastic work. Like, for a budget, freaking Blackmagic cameras all the way. But if you've got the budget, shoot on red or Alexa. Oh, I love me an Alexa. When you can get your hands on it, which is so dang expensive. So whenever it comes to these prosumer movies that people want to make, it just gets gets out of hand because the guys, they just don't know how to work them. So one-man band studios. Any tips into going out and learning the the trips that I'm using, the tricks? Well, like I went to college for this stuff, but they didn't really teach us After Effects or anything like that. But what they did teach us was how to find places that will teach us kind of stuff. And there's a bunch of different places around the internet that can do it. Lynda.com's a good one. Creative Cow. I found Video Copilot in the very early heydays. So I caught onto their tutorials in, oh man, I think they were on, Mr. Andrew Kramer was on his 15th tutorial whenever I stumbled upon his stuff. And obviously I followed because, I mean, the dude's a genius. So yeah, I worked off Video Copilot. Tuts Plus is a really, really good one, but unfortunately I feel like they've kind of fallen off the bandwagon a little bit in the fact that now most of their tutorials are subscriber based, so you have to pay monthly, which I think if you're going to do tutorials, they should be free because I'm college dude, had to pay my way through college, got the student loans and all that crap. But I believe education should be free. And if you want to teach, you should. And you should donate, to people who really try to do stuff like this for free. Because I'm not going to lie, this stuff takes forever. Like some of my post-produced tutorials, a lot of people just think, oh my gosh, he does it in like 30 minutes, this huge, massively complicated thing. And dude, no, it takes hours, like hours of work and research. And then you have to redo the tutorial all over again just to record it. So yeah. But yeah, sorry, to answer your question, Video Copilot, Tuts Plus, there's one of the things if I'm looking for like inspiration, or if I don't know how to do a certain effect, or if I'm looking for a way to do a certain effect, I just type in just After Effects or best After Effects tutorials online or in Google or Bing or whatever you use. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that pops up. That's going to be some really, really good resources. So I would look into that. I hope that answers your question. Does that answer your question? Awesome. Glad it answers your question. And also, speaking of donating, there is a donate button on the channel. You can donate $1 or $2 if you want to. I like doing tutorials, and no matter if you donate or not, I'm going to still do them. So, just saying. Or you can purchase some of the cool stuff on our website, avidproductions479.com, which we're actually working on a whole lens. Okay, yeah, it dropped. My stream dropped just occasionally. For those that are having questions about why my streaming sucks so hard, is because I have a lot of stuff running in my home office here. Also, I'm using a beta software called OBS. So, I mean, it does an awesome job, but sometimes it just can't keep up. Plus, I'm using a lot of processing power in After Effects, so sometimes it just drops. I try to watch after it as much as I can. I got a dual monitor system going, so I'm watching my tutorial as it's being produced, and I check and see if it's going or not. So yeah, it drops. I'm working on that. I'm probably gonna have to upgrade my internet to like 150 megabyte per second download package or whatever. But whenever that day